Howdy. How do? Like my Christmas tree? As I reckon you just saw, those Giants right now are losing to those Philadelphia Eagles. And you know what that means? That means that the Eagles go back to that score right there, please. Show that score. That's a 34-17 score with under 2 minutes left. I think that's about over. I think that game's about over. And you know what that means, right? That means the Eagles are in and your Cowboys are going home. Now, I reckon that's a real bad position for you to feel in right now. I try to make it better for you, but I got some news for you. The Dallas Cowboys actually scored 44 points today. That's the most points they scored all season long. And still, it don't mean anything. Not a thing at all, because you're still going home. I just want to say to all you Cowboy fans out there, Merry Christmas. As you can see, I'm in the Christmas spirit. Don't have my cowboy hat on, but that's only because I'm on vacation. But I had something here just to remind me of the mood that I'm in. A bucket hat, bucket list. Meaning you're ending the season with the Cowboys going home before I even go home. Merry Christmas to all you Cowboy fans. And a Happy New Year.
Way to end it right after our feelings about how the game went, our game against the Redskins. And of course not being able to get in the playoffs creates a very disappointing time or event. That's very disappointing for everyone concerned. But again, am pleased that our fans could enjoy and pleased that these guys have that taste in their mouth. And so we pretty much are there. Of course, the procedure is when your season is over, you effectively disband, actually call it disbanding the team, and you do that every year. And we'll be doing that tomorrow. And we'll have several busy days or weeks or days and weeks ahead. And I don't have any comments or thoughts to share with anybody about any pending decisions as to coaches, players, anything within the organization at this time, other than to congratulate our players on this game and appreciate under the circumstances the way they competed. And I would have to say congratulations to Philadelphia.
Can you at least share what would go into a decision about your head coach?
No.
Do you have a timetable on when you're going to make a decision?
No. I mean, I have anything, but I don't have a shareable timetable. The proper question here is a shareable. Do I have anything that I would share as far as my timetable, my thoughts, any work that I've done, we've done, any work preparing for the future? All of that I wouldn't comment on and share at this time.
Out of respect to Garrett, would you kind of make a quick decision just so he won't be twisting to a certain extent?
Again, I'm not going to comment on anything to do with anything to do about those kinds of decisions. I really know that that's the order of things and what we want to hear and talk about. If I've got anything to say of substance tonight other than my disappointment about not being in the playoffs, but I'm not going to get into that out of respect for everybody, players and really fans as well.
Does it make it harder because you have such a strong personal relationship with Jason? Does this make it harder on you?
I've known Jason really, I feel like, ever since I've been in pro football, and his dad was here when I got here and scouted for us for 20-something years, and he gave him some great advice. He said, his dad told me, he said, stay next to Jerry. So bottom line is I have all the respect in the world for him and his lineage, and he's outstanding. I think he's an outstanding asset, not only for us, but for the NFL.
You said that you have coming up here. Do you have any plans for bringing in candidates that might be on off?
Again, I'm not going to comment on our.
You've talked about how you've been able to share a great football life with Jason. Can you talk about how?
Oh, damn, Barkley.
Garrett is, quote, an outstanding asset for us and the NFL. Here's Jason Garrett.
How we doing, guys? Jason, you have a dominating game, start to finish, big victory, still fall short. How disappointing is this to not make the playoffs now? Yeah, disappointing. It was out of our hands. You know, the biggest thing we talked about all week long was control what we can control. That was going to be our preparation and how we played, and the guys were unbelievable this week. We had one of those incredibly memorable days on Christmas afternoon. We came in at 12:30 and just had one of the best practices I've ever been a part of in my time as a player and coach in the National Football League. And there was a spirit and energy and a juice to our guys that was so reflective of who they are, their personal character, their football character. And, you know, it was one of those days where, you know, typically we practice at 11:15. And, you know, we practiced later in the day, 3:45 till 5:30, and the sun was hitting the field a little bit of a different way, and it was getting dark at the end, and we had compete periods and drive starter periods at the end. And it was a little bit like when we were kids, hey, you know, next touchdown wins type thing. It was getting dark, and just the spirit and the energy of the guys was off the charts, and that set the tone for us all week long. Did a hell of a job on Thursday and Friday preparing to play this game. And again, we had to control what we controlled. That was our preparation, how we played, and so damn proud of our guys how we played today.
Jason, late in this game when you knew that you weren't going to win the division and Philly had that, did you get emotional at all thinking that this could have been the last time you were with this franchise?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was to stay focused on the task at hand. And again, today was all about controlling what we control as players and coaches to go put a great effort out there. And it wasn't a perfect game by any means. We all recognize that. But the spirit, the energy, the juice, the determination, you know, was off the charts. And the character of the men showed up. You know, we challenged everybody last night to stand tall. You stand tall through success, you stand tall through adversity, and our guys did that. So proud to be a part of this football team.
Why do you think this team went 8-8 ultimately?
Obviously didn't play consistently well enough. You know, I thought we played well at different times. You know, within games, we weren't consistent enough. From week to week, we weren't consistent enough. Last year, we did a really good job winning a ton of close games. We did not win the close games this year. We didn't do what we needed to do at the critical moments in those games, and that's really what this league comes down to.
Every week when we've asked you about your job, you've said it's not something you think about. You'll wait till the future. There's no more games.
Yeah, again, we just had a hell of a day with our football team and an emotional locker room afterwards. And so you just got to, you want to live in those moments and you want to embrace those moments. And a special group of men I got a chance to be around to coach and coach with. And just so proud of what our team did today. And we'll think about, you know, what's next at some point. But again, just want to soak in the day and devour the emotions of the day. And again, so proud of our football team.
Did you get disappointed at all that it maybe took to Christmas Day to get that spirited practices, or did you see enough of those throughout the year?
Oh, yeah, our team comes to work. They love to play football. They love each other. They care about each other. That was not unique. That was not unique at all. That's really how we go about doing things. But the circumstances were unique. You know, we had a disappointing loss last week, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Sometimes it's hard to get guys going in those kinds of situations. But they came in and showed what they were all about. Preparation from 12:30 on Wednesday through the final whistle was off the charts. And real proud of our guys, real proud of what they're all about. They're grown men. They're inspirational to me.
Getting any updates on what?
So for the sixth time in his 9 years in Dallas, Jason Garrett will not be going to the playoffs as head coach of the Cowboys, but Doug Peterson's Eagles squad is going, and yo, time to party.
You should have been in there. You should have been in there because it was excitement. It was guys dancing. The music was going. Guys are excited. And it's a great feeling. You know, we set out back in July. This was obviously one of many of our goals this season, and you know, obviously we can check this box. But what I love about this football team is how we have stuck together the entire season, through all the ups and downs, through all the injuries. We've battled. We put ourselves in this position to win the NFC East. We've done that. But again, what I see from our players is they're already talking about next week and coming to work this week and preparing for next week, and it just tells me that the guys are in the right frame of mind.
Having all that happen make it feel better to overcome everything that you had to overcome this year?
I mean, it does, you know, in a way, but for me too personally, I mean, we still have hopefully a lot of football left, and you know, I'm just so happy for the guys, for the coaches, for what they've had to endure, dealing with you guys all the time, and you know, battling through that. But this is one of our goals, obviously, and I'm happy and I'm excited and all that. But we get to continue to play.
Think of the arc of this season, Doug, and the job that you yourself have done. What are you most proud of?
You know, I just think just staying consistent with the players. I think just getting them to believe in themselves, you know, honestly, through all the different adversities and things that we've faced, through the different, you know, the amount of injuries that have piled up, and the next guy